Here in Denver, Colorado, I'm Kevin McAlpin with 680 The Fan. Thanks for tuning into our coverage with the Braves on the road as they get set for a three-game series against the Colorado Rockies, which starts tonight at 8:40 p.m. Eastern. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson will have the call for you back in Atlanta on The Fan and, of course, across the Southeast on the Atlanta Braves radio network. I am coming to you from a spot I've never been to before, and I'm ashamed to say that in my 8 years traveling with the Braves. This is the National Ballpark Museum on Blake Street, catty corner from Coors Field. A really, really cool spot if you're a baseball fan. If you're coming to the series here over the next couple of days, make sure you stop on by and check out the National Ballpark Museum. They've got tons of artifacts from Fenway Park, from Old Yankee Stadium, and from a ton of ballparks that aren't even there anymore. And so you want to stop on by, check this place out. And they've got a ton of cool Braves artifacts on display. Matter of fact, right when you walk in the front door. How about this one? A mold of Greg Maddox's hand. How about that? And you know what's kind of interesting when you look at this? I don't have big hands, but I got bigger hands than Greg Maddux. Now, he had better stuff than I ever did, and that's why I'm on the radio, and Greg Maddux is the first ballot Hall of Famer, but we don't need to go there either. Hey, also, check this out. A replica of Jackie Robinson's bat. They've got tons of really cool stuff here. All kinds of Babe Ruth signed memorabilia, bats you can hold right when you walk in the front door. This is actually the Wrigley room. This is my favorite room in the whole place. I'm going to step aside so you can check it out. A replica of the scoreboard. They've got flags that hung at Wrigley Field on the north side. They've got bleachers. They've got, actually you can't see it now, but I'm standing on the on-deck circle, the Cubs on-deck circle. And in this room, if you pan around, there's all kinds of seats from a bunch of old ballparks as well. And again, tons of really cool Braves artifacts here. So again, the National Ballpark Museum, right across the street, right across Blake Street from Coors Field. Stop on by, tell them K-Mac sent you, and they'll probably charge you double. I don't know if they'll do that, but they'll probably give you the inside look at all the really cool Braves artifacts here on display. Let's talk about the game tonight. It's Kyle Freeland and Julio Teheran, game one of a three-game series starting tonight, and it's going to be perfect weather for baseball here in Denver. I can't believe we're saying that because usually this time of year here in Denver, you're talking snow, you're talking temperatures in the 30s. How about 75 degrees and sunny here in downtown Denver today? It's going up to 80 tomorrow. Now, there is some snow and rain coming in on Wednesday. We'll worry about that in a couple of days. First things first, you got game one here tonight. The Rockies are reeling. They're a banged-up ball club. They're not hitting right now. Pitching's been extremely inconsistent. They're coming off a sweep at the handle of the Los Angeles Dodgers that was wrapped up here last night at Coors Field. And, of course, the Braves are riding high. 5-1 homestand after that 0-3 start. Boy, that 0-3 sweep in Philly, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? It sure does for me. Of course, a 5-1 homestand. They sweep the Cubs, take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. It was a good flight out here last night. And Dansby Swanson, once again, was the walk-off hero in yesterday's ball game. A bases-loaded walk-off single to left field. And I've talked to Dansby about this the last couple of years. Playing high school basketball, he said he really thrives for those clutch moments, trying to come through when his team needs him most. Well, we saw it last year a couple of times. You saw it here yesterday as the Braves wrapped up 2 out of 3 against the Miami Marlins. Again, a good flight out here to Denver last night and getting acclimated to the altitude here. I know the folks in Denver are probably sick of the visitors talking about the altitude, but it is a real thing when you come out here, and the guys getting a good night's sleep and getting ready for the first of 3 tonight. Again, it's an 8:40 first pitch on The Fan back in Atlanta and across the Southeast on the Atlanta Braves radio network. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson will have all of the play-by-play action on a beautiful night for baseball here. Braves offense is clicking, and I'll tell you one more nugget about Dansby Swanson, because I talked to Ender Inciarte about this over the course of the weekend. Ender, a guy who has hit 8th in the order for the Braves earlier in his career. And, of course, Dansby, he struggled last season. He had that wrist injury, and, of course, it was a tough season for Dansby Swanson. But it was really tough for him to get going. And Ender said, look, I've hit 8th. I know the challenges and how tough it is when things aren't going well. You don't get a whole lot of pitches to hit. You got the pitcher hitting behind you. It's not an easy spot to be in. But if Dansby keeps swinging the bat the way he is, I don't think he's going to be hitting 8th much longer. I think you're going to see him work his way up in the order, and rightfully so. So good to see Dansby first and foremost healthy, swinging the bat really well, and he came through, and his team mobbed him as the Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. So they'll look to continue that momentum here tonight. It's a 3-game road trip, just 3 here in Denver, and then right back home for the New York Mets in a 4-game series that starts on Thursday at SunTrust Park. So there's a little bit of a rundown on where things are right now. Again, this is the National Ballpark Museum on Blake Street. Tell them K-Mac from the Braves Radio Network sent you, and they're going to take very good care of you here, show you all the behind-the-scenes stuff, all the cool Yankee artifacts. You got Fenway Park. You got stuff from the Milwaukee days of the Braves as well. Really, really cool stuff here. And again, Jim Powell and Joe Simpson with the call of the series opener tonight. It's the Braves and the Rockies. Braves are going to try to take advantage of a banged-up Rockies ball club here tonight with Julio Teheran on the mound. He's had good lifetime numbers, so look to continue that tonight as the Braves and Rockies open up a 3-game series here in the Mile High City.